Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the annual debate by Khalsa Toastmasters and the Youth Gavel Club in District 36, Division G, Area 74 of the Toastmasters umbrella. Today's debate is definitely going to be very interesting and intriguing. We are joined by 24 participants. Half of them will be speaking for the topic and other half against the topic. The topic itself is very timely. You will find it very interesting. The topic is, are you for or against opening schools in person? Today, December 13, 2020, the parents of our middle school and high school students and our adult Khalsa Toastmasters have all joined hands, including some guests from outside, to discuss this topic. We're also joined by our amazing leader of District 36, District 36 Director Sandra Coles-Bell, along with Ms. Brenda Wolf, who is our special guest, President of the Montgomery County Board of Education. Also joining us today is Dr. Chow Wu, who is the Chairman of the Howard County Board of Education. We are so blessed to have the company of all of you. And as we move on to today's debate, please help me welcome District 36 Director, our amazing and most inspiring leader, Ms. Sandra Coles-Bell.
District Director for District 36, but I'm even more proud of the flexibility of our Toastmasters clubs and our chapters throughout District 36. You all have been amazing and have truly demonstrated to everyone how to grow for each other. The slides said it all. You encompass every one of those Toastmasters values. The outpouring of what you have done has just been incredible. And I am so excited to be here. But let me share with you why I'm even more excited. Because with the Khalsa Youth Gavel Club, my goodness, I get to see the new generation of Toastmasters coming forth who have been raised within this environment of learning speaking skills and communication skills and leadership skills. You are each very special to me and incredibly exemplary. So with that, I thank you so much for the opportunity to say thank you on behalf of District 36 Toastmasters and to say Khalsa, from the adult component to the youth component, you do District 36 proud. Continue to grow for each other. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it. Very motivating, very encouraging words for us, and definitely your leadership is the one that is guiding us to stay on this path. So thank you. Thank you once again. With that, I would like to request our next special guest, Ms. Brenda Wolf from Montgomery County Board of Education President, to please say a few words. We welcome you.
Good afternoon. I'm very honored to be here. It's difficult to follow Ms. Bell because she said a number of the things that I actually wanted to say. I am so pleased to see so many of our students participating. I'm pleased to see the students from Howard County participating because whenever I do go out, I'm always honored to know that our students are leading the way. This is amazing to me. It's a very timely topic. I actually would encourage you to come before the board and give testimony, your same testimony. We will be opening up for testimony on January I think it's the 12th. I could be wrong, but if you go to the Board of Education website, you will see our next meeting date. But I would encourage you to take these skills, come before the board. We do allow 3 minutes for speaking. And I am just so excited because this is very timely. And as you know, we're getting ready to make some sort of decision on the issue. So I always appreciate hearing from those who are impacted by our decisions. Again, thank you for the invitation, and I look forward to this afternoon.
Thank you, Ms. Brenda. So appreciative of your joining here. I know your time is so valuable. Greatly appreciated. Thank you. With that, I would like to invite our another special guest today, Dr. Chao Wu. Dr. Chao is the chair of the Howard County Board of Education. Dr. Chao.
Sure. Thank you very much for inviting me to be here, Mr. Singh. It is my honor to be here and try to see what our students can present. And I really kudos to our Toastmaster Club. I see a huge growth over the years. I see students from Clarksville Elementary School, Clarksville Middle School, and River Hill High School from Howard County. And congratulations to HCPS students to be in this great club. My name is Dr. Chao Wu, a board member of Howard County Board of Education. I was elected as chair last week. It has been a challenging year for our students, teachers, and the parents for this year and maybe for the next 6 months. So your topic is so at the right time. The Howard County Board of Education has been discussing this topic for a while. I would love to hear your arguments from both sides. I used to be a Toastmaster at an Agriculture Research Center of USDA at Beltsville, Maryland. When I arrived in the United States and studied at the University of Maryland College Park, I immediately understood the importance of speech. So I joined the ARC Toastmaster Club and learned so much from the club. I truly appreciate so much help from our club members over the years. I believe all of our young Toastmasters remember this community and the friendship and support from each other, and which will last forever. I'm looking forward to your great debate today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dr. Chao. Welcome again. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time spending with us today. It's so important for us to hear your views. With that, I would like to move on to the contest part. If our contestants and participants are ready, if our judges are ready, let's move on. And again, if there's any questions left at the end, it's more a friendly environment, I should say, while we are following the protocols of Toastmasters to manage or gain more skills of managing times and improve our presentation skills. Let's hear from our first participant. Please welcome Gajinder Singh to express his views in favor of opening schools in person. Gajinder Singh.
Esteemed guests and Toastmasters, in this challenging situation where virus is spreading so fast, we have to understand that either virtual schooling or in-person schooling is better. As far as I believe, I have a strong opinion that in-person schools are better because of 3 reasons. First is physical and mental health. As you are aware, teenagers especially need to be among their friends to discuss problems, issues, concerns, and resolve them with their peers. And if they do not, they are in isolation, which causes severe depression. And in some cases, teenagers are known to have committed suicide. So it is very important they be among their friends and discuss these issues along with studies. Secondly, this is physical activity, also going to school, getting up at 6:30, going to school, getting ready in buses and going to school and coming back at 4 o'clock instead of getting up at 8 o'clock and sitting in front of the computer and just learning. Second reason why it is important to be in person, as I understand from my grandchildren, they learn better in school when they are attending classes rather than sitting in front of 13-inch monitor and listening to the teacher. They would rather prefer to be in class and learn more and absorb the content better. And the third reason is, as proven, some private schools especially, it is 100% safe. If they go to school, there are no cases of transmission or spreading of disease because they stagger the classes and put the desks more than 6 feet away. And also they make masks mandatory. And within that, of course, that to accept eating time, minimum contact and restrained contacts. So with these 3 reasons, I feel in-person classes are better.
Whatever Gajinder Singh ji say, I agreed with him, but the COVID-19 is still so confusing and we almost have this vaccine available now, and we don't know how it will react. And so far, they are saying it is from the healthcare worker, elderly, and others. I think we should wait for another 5 or 6 months to see how does it work. And after, I think it will be better if we give the vaccine to the teachers, school staffs, and then open the schools. That is my thanks for giving me the opportunity.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Harjit Singh. I am in 7th grade at Clarksville Middle School in Howard County. There are many reasons why schools should open. First of all, sitting at home is making us lethargic. We are missing out on all the important activities at school, and next year we will advance to the next grade and miss our current grade activities. We are gaining weight while sitting at home, and our activities are almost too null. I do understand going to school will come with some risks. I would like to emphasize on precautions shall be taken. We should follow the CDC guideline, maintain social distancing, temperatures shall be taken in the morning, and sanitizers will be available all around school. To conclude, it is possible to open school and with proper precautions and safety measures, and we will all be able to be safe. Back to the moderator.
Everybody, my name is Sangat Singh, and I'm in 5th grade at Montgomery County Elementary School at Glen Ellen. So I think school should not open. So my reason for that is we can't kind of risk our children with COVID-19. I mean, there is a low percentage chance people getting COVID at school, but still a lot of risk. Even though I don't like staying at home, and I believe that we're gaining fat and not having physical exercises. So, but still, it's pretty dangerous, but I do suggest we should go to school after the pandemic is over. So not right now. And my second reason is, so I was talking to my mom last week, and they said that the coronavirus vaccine, the doctors were pretty not kind of okay with it, because they were saying that it wasn't good. It had some other side effects, which I don't know. And it's kind of spreading. I mean, they will kind of sanitize each thing, hour by hour, everything that will be touched by many students. But there's still a bit of a risk, and we don't want to risk our students and brothers and sisters with coronavirus. Thank you, and back to the moderator.
Thank you, Angad. That was wonderful to hear from you. A real life testimony of someone strongly supported by the arguments. Let's hear another perspective on the same topic. Are you for or against opening schools in person? Let's hear from a mom. Gobinder Matharu, are you online?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead. Let's hear from you.
Hello, my name is Gobinder Matharu from Howard County, mother of 2. And I'm going to speak in favor of opening up our school in person. The longer we wait, we are hurting our kids. They are getting emotionally, mentally hurt by staying home. In this panel, if I ask any kids, do you miss your school? I'm pretty sure they will be saying, yes, they do miss our school. My daughter, sometimes I have conversation with her, and I do ask her, do you miss your school? Her answer is always yes. Yes, Mama, I miss my school, I miss my friends, I miss my teacher. And I'm not, just think about the kids, and not every kids have capacity of distance learning. Think about the low-income family. They don't have a computer, they don't have internet. And how about the children with learning disability? We are stopping their growth. And I'm not saying that kids, once they return back to school, they are not getting impacted by COVID. They will be, but there's very less chance compared to adult. And I strongly encourage parents, once our kids go back to school, please, we can monitor their health every day, follow up the CDC guideline, and we can take as much precaution we can and whenever we can. And thank you.
By witnessing a dad of 3 children. Let me begin with this. 200,000 positive cases a day, 3,000 deaths a day, and the number is growing every day. Here we're talking about our children, who is the future of our mankind. We do not want our future new adults, young adults, to be handling all the COVID issues, all the side effects of COVID issues. I'm still confused. If big projects, they can be done remotely. If the services at churches or gurdwaras, they can be done remotely. If our Toastmaster meeting can be done virtually, then why cannot the homeschooling, the all-in-school model can be continued for another few months? Why there's a rush? Schools will be there, education will be there, technology is going to be there, books will be there. If we are not there, everything is going to be meaningless. Choices that we make today are going to decide our future. So it's very important that we make the right choices today. I personally think instead of wasting time on having a debate on how opening or not opening school, rather we should be debating on how to improve the all-in-school system, the homeschooling system. Let the pandemic take its course. Instead of fighting, let the time pass with patience. Hopefully, everything should be fine.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Davinder Kaur. I'm one of the teachers in Prince George County Public School. I teach special ed students with the multiple disabilities. And based on my experience, I can see my students are suffering a lot. Because of the disability, we used to give them one-on-one education, hands-on activities, but right now we are stuck. Some even cannot log in by themselves. And the parents, I say, appreciate parents, those who are helping them to log in or sit with them online. But on top of everything, I am for the opening of the school in the favor of that. But I just grabbed some data from my CEO, Dr. Monica Wilson, and it says, the poll says 46% of parents like to continue distance learning, and 42% only like hybrid, and 12% are going full time. That is little bit very low data we have. And same with I can share some data that how many parents feel comfortable to send their kids. So only 49% are extremely uncomfortable. They don't want to send their children because they have disability and they're scared of going back to school because of the COVID. And I can say 9% are only comfortable. So I will go with my poll. Although I am ready to go, but I have no choice but go with the poll. So I will say, thank you, everybody, those who are community partners, parents, staff, to go with us. And that's all I want to say.
My name is Jimneet Kaur. I'm currently in 5th grade at Clarksville Elementary in Howard County, and I'm in Miss Fiegel's class. I miss school, but I think going to school is not a good idea and a safe idea. Kids are at risk for getting COVID-19. Dr. Ferd, a professor at the University of Iowa, said it's important not to write off the risk for children. Deaths among children are really rare, but some children do get really ill. Researchers are still investigating the inflammatory conditions linked to COVID-19 that has hospitalized and even killed some children across the world. Going to school will just increase the numbers of children getting COVID-19. Now, believe me, it is really hard to breathe in masks for a long time period. We should focus more on our health at this time. Therefore, I think returning to school is not a good idea. Now back to the moderator.
Toastmasters and guests. My name is Tassim Dal. Actually, I do work with the postal service and also do financial service full time. I'm going to opening for the school to be opened. Of course, I'm not going to school because I'm done with that one. I'm not in any grade either. But my point is why we send kids to school to learn, to have learn discipline, to learn. If we are not able to teach them how to take care of themselves, and also we don't want to create fear in them. We want to make sure they learn how to face the fear, give them courage, show them exactly how they can take care of themselves. This is not the first time. Many times, of course, a lot of, especially flu season, flu comes, that's also there. Schools are open at that time. We need to make sure. And also the other thing is exercise. Kids do need exercise for their development, their mental development, their physical development. If we're not able to do that, they will be stuck with their laptop, their phones. I think exercise games are physically better than having on their laptops or on their phones. For their improvement, for their physical fitness, increasing their immune system, they should go there and participate in. And that's what my take. Back to the moderator. Thanks.
I have a son who's in the University of Maryland. And if I ask him, would he like to attend online classes? And his answer is always yes. So being at home, I see that he struggles with not being able to be with his friends. He did have one class that he had to attend in person, which was ROTC, and he enjoyed that very much. And he would like to continue having all classes online. Of course, the university did close a couple of times when they detected cases were rising, but still he would prefer to go in person. So I think it's important for their development that they do go and learn in person. Thank you. Back to you.
Hello, I'm Nancy Groves. I'm against opening the schools right now. I think we're facing a very dark winter. We have a record number of cases, increase in deaths, hospitalizations. I like the approach being proposed by President-elect Biden. He has a very measured approach. He's hoping to get emergency funding, a large quantity of emergency funding, that the school districts could have their own method of opening up, but providing guidelines, national, federal guidelines, things, for instance, about setting up classrooms where there's social distancing, where there's protective PPE, protective personal equipment, masks and things like that. And also about vulnerable people, teachers, high-risk people, teachers and students, and how they can be isolated and protected in that environment. So I think he has a very measured approach. In Ohio, they did open schools in October, and they had to close them down because they couldn't find enough healthy bus drivers and healthy teachers to keep the schools open. I think that also that teachers should be on the list of people getting vaccines sooner after healthcare workers and nursing home residents. So I think that would help too. And so I do think we do need to open schools. There's no doubt about it. It is definitely a good idea, but later. Thank you.
My name is Arvinder Singh, and I am a student at Cambridge High School. As a senior, I can understand this situation better. Students are going through a very rough time. They are not being able to play sports. They are being depressed, and they lack interaction with others. Sure, we can all say, oh, we can, have interaction on online, like FaceTime or on Zoom. But that's not it. Our human body was designed to have live interaction with each other. And from that, students are being depressed because they are not interacting with others and they're not being motivated by each other. Also, students are not learning enough. As an AP student, I understand how hard it is to digest information in school. And it's even harder in online school. In order to achieve a 5 or a 4 on the AP test, you need to be able to understand everything that you learned throughout the year. And it's very hard in online school because the teachers are giving the information to you, but the only thing is you cannot ask them questions. You lack that time to ask them questions because there's so many students asking questions at the same time. So I think we need to open school and we need our education. Thank you. Now back to the moderator.
Thank you, Arvinder. It's really so important to hear from the students, our AP student, Arvinder, his thoughts on going back to the schools. All of the thoughts we have heard so far, I'm sure we're absorbing, we're digesting with different perspectives and views, and we may need another couple of hours to really soak everything in and put our thoughts together. But let's continue the journey here. We heard from Arvinder, one of the students here, and Bhavdeep said. Bhavdeep, are you online? I'm so ready to hear from you. So we all are to hear your perspective on whether or not ready to go back to school yet. Bhavdeep Singh.
Hi, my name is Bhavdeep Singh. I am currently in fourth grade at Clarksville Elementary in Howard County. I think going to school is not a good idea. Teachers, school staff, and family could get sick. 1 in 4 teachers are at a high risk of serious illness from COVID-19 because of their age or an underlying medical condition. According to the Family Foundation, this is about the same for workers across the industries, and since schools are small, social distance is difficult. For higher risk teachers, failure to achieve safe working conditions could have very serious results, according to Family Foundation. Children are less likely to show symptoms or become seriously sick from COVID-19. They could unknowingly sicken teachers or infect their families. I think going back to school is not a great idea. Now back to the moderator.
Thank you, Bhavdeep. So humble to have your views on this thing. And you presented so well researched. And I'm sure what you're saying today is being heard loud and clear by the community as well. So while we are going through this motion of for and against, I got a message from Gajinder Singh, our initial opening statement maker, to have some additional thoughts on this topic. Gajinder, are you here to talk more about it?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute. Okay, I listened to these comments. Of course, some people believe that learning can be done at home, but at the same time, you have to understand it's safer in school if practiced enough, say CDC guidelines, social distancing, and mandatory masks if you wear them is not dangerous. You have to, at some point, you have to take some calculated risks and dangers in life. And this is part of it. And if you totally want risk-free, that life is never going to happen. So in case we are interested in our children learning maximum, keeping up with social friendships and other relations to keep them mentally and physically alert and happy and avoid mental issues like depression or physical conditions like as lethargic become when they are at home. So to avoid these things, I believe it is necessary for them to get out and go to school and discuss among their friends and learn from teachers in person rather than virtually. That's my opinion. Back to the moderator.
Good afternoon. My name is Jasleen, and I'm in 11th grade at Paint Branch High School in Montgomery County. I feel like we shouldn't go back to school yet because if we do, there's going to be a lot of people in a really small building. There's not going to be much ventilation. Our staff can get sick, other students can get sick, and students can come back home and infect their family members, their parents, their siblings, their grandparents especially, who are at higher risk. And many students may also have underlying conditions as well as staff members and parents and grandparents. And I just feel like as a student myself, I'm taking 3 AP classes, and while it is hard to learn information and try to grasp all of it and trying to adapt to a new environment of learning, I feel like there's still so many resources on the internet where you can look up practice tests, quizzes, self-studies, and I feel like it's a really good time for us to be independent and prepare ourselves for the future. Thank you, and back to the moderator.
I'm for going to the schools. Reasons. If we can see internationally what is happening around in the world, since this is a pandemic, we are not the only ones. In China, in Japan, in Denmark, kids are back in school. Pandemic is not over. We can plan. We don't need to fear. We need to come out of it that, we can't face it. We need to face it. Face it by taking the measures. I'm not saying rush into it. Plan. Teach the kids how to keep the social distancing, how to keep healthy, safe. Because there are a lot of reports and a lot of my team members are saying, I'm hearing again and again, mental health. That's the bottom line which is coming up. People with disabilities. Man is a social animal. If we take social out, it's going to be very difficult when we get back together. So I would say in general, to make a healthy society, we need to have a healthy body, which means exercising, healthy mind, which means share your thoughts. And then we can have a healthy society. So those are my thoughts. If everybody else the world can do it, we can learn from them and do it also in the United States. Back to the moderator.
I am definitely for opening schools. I'll say this, for some people, having virtual learning instructions probably will work. But for some unfortunate families and students, it won't. Because what you're doing is you're going to disconnect them from the very services that they need. There was a study by Fairfax County Schools a couple of weeks ago that showed students who were doing well did well virtually, but the students who were doing bad did bad virtually. I had a family member who suddenly became depressed in his senior year at high school. He went to school twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Having the ability to go to school to get those social services enabled him to graduate from high school. The impact of not being in school will be far reaching, longer than the next school year, but I'm talking about increasing the disparities for a lifetime. Please allow in-person school again. Thank you. Back to the moderator.
My name is Dr. Simon. I am in 4th grade in Clarksville Elementary School of Howard County. There is many reasons why schools should not open. One reason why schools should not open is if one or more person got the COVID-19, the next thing happen is a math test, and you have to use the same computer as the whole school is using. Then you suddenly start itching your nose. You might get the COVID-19, and spread it to your friends, and your friend will spread it to your family member and more people. Then you have to go to a hospital to fight under COVID-19. And if too many people go to a hospital, they will start running out of supplies and space to fight this COVID-19. That's why I don't want school to open. Back to the moderator.
Thank you so much, Bhavjot. Definitely, you put us on cautionary note, and we'll keep that in the mind. Jugraj, if you're available, we are trending to the point. We would like to hear something about going back to school. Maybe I'm ready. What do you say, Jugraj Singh?
All right. I am for going to the schools because, talking from my personal experience, I'm an early college student who was going to major in cybersecurity, and I had certain classes where I was going to create routers, a whole small network, Soho networks, and a whole CPU. And because of this pandemic of COVID-19, which has 99.66% survival rate, I'm not able to go to schools. And now we have lab simulators where I only drag and drop certain parts online, and I don't really get to learn anything. And secondly, because we are online, we are by ourselves, the kids are getting depressed. And according to the Washington Post, kids are more likely to die from homicide than die from COVID-19 disease. So that's another part. And because of that, I've been staying home the whole time, doing nothing. And I'm not learning anything because the teacher, sometimes because of the network issues, we're not all privileged to get all the resources. And I'm never really satisfied with what I study because we're online and I can't really get to the teacher. And because of that, I'm for going back to the schools. Thank you.
My name is Harleen Kaur. Currently, I'm in 11th grade at Riverdale High School in Howard County. And personally, I miss going to school. I believe going back to school is very much needed. In-person classes are more effective than online or remote learning. Weeks of school closures due to the pandemic combined with summer break could lead to a COVID slide where students lose significant academic progress. Researchers fear that some students may struggle to recover and that the interruptions could have lasting effects, especially for young children. Distance learning this spring was especially challenging for low-income students, students who are currently learning English, and students with disabilities. In conclusion, I believe we should go to school as many students and I feel less motivated to do work. Now back to the moderator.
My name is Jessica, and I go to Benjamin Banneker Middle School. I'm in 7th grade, and I live in Montgomery County. I'll be talking about why students should not be going to school should not be going to in-person school during the coronavirus pandemic. Students usually do not pass away from the COVID-19 virus, but older people, such as parents, grandparents, etc., tend to pass away from the virus. These students are, however, carriers of the virus and could get the virus from the school and pass it on to their family. This could create a very long chain of people getting the virus and dying from it. The hospitals are almost at full capacity now, and this means that some people might not be able to get treated. It is not just that people would die from the virus, but also other diseases that could go untreated due to the hospitals being at full capacity. This is why I think that students should not go to face-to-face school. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Askaran. Appreciate it. And with that, we have heard from about 22 participants today. Very enlightening. I'm so impressed, so educated, feel so ready to put even my thoughts into this. And I really want to thank our Gavel Club members, our guests, our Toastmasters in participating here in this event today. Dr. Chow, if you'd like to take a few minutes to share your thoughts on today's presentation, I would appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Singh. And thank you all the participants. It's very enlightening to hear from all of you. Either you're supporting or opposing opening schools. At the same time, in Howard County public school system, we really try to figure out a way to lay out the plan to reopen the school gradually and with a detailed plan. And we starting have a small group instruction, and we're trying to expand that based on the needs of our students and based on the availability of our staff. So it's a tough situation. I definitely believe the in-school learning is more efficient and more helpful. At the same time, the safety of our students and faculty are crucial as well. So I think as the time moves on, we'll continue evaluating the situation and make sure we provide the support our students are in need. I really appreciate our students participating. I always love to hear from our students directly. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chow. Appreciate it. Thanks for sharing some thoughts on this topic, and thanks for your time today. While we are waiting for the judges to make a decision on it, Sandra, if I could invite you one more time, please, on the stage to share your thoughts on today's presentation, today's debate, please. Sandra,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I want to express my sincere thanks again to everyone who participated, everyone who attended, every judge that's out there. If you are a guest from the school system, know that Toastmasters has a platform and an opportunity for engagement of the students through the Gavel Club, be it a virtual environment or be it in person. This is one of the only organizations in the world that has been able to transition into this virtual environment and be sustained. I also want to thank every Toastmasters member who is attending. I've been looking and I see you there strong. And I really want to express my appreciation to the Khalsa team. You see, what you all have done today has made me incredibly proud, and I am glowing with pride because each of you have demonstrated the skills that you've learned within and from a Toastmasters environment. This is what it's about. This is the time for us to stay together. Your ability to express your views with passion and information is most encouraging. And what an incredible demonstration of the skills that you've learned through the platform of Toastmasters, be you the adult or be you a youth. I really am encouraged also to not see the communication skills exemplified, but those leadership skills exemplified too, as each of you learned and knew to defer back to the moderator. Impressive, incredible, and very much in line with Toastmasters. Mr. Moderator, it is my express appreciation for this opportunity today to represent the District 36 Toastmasters as its district director. But it is truly what I have seen and witnessed in this Brady Bunch environment that shows me over and over again what Toastmasters is all about. And I urge everyone, continue to grow for each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra. Your words, your support is always encouraging and what we needed and is always there for us. We know it, we can count on it. So appreciate it. Thanks for your time again. Hema, I believe I saw your hand up. You want to say something?
I'd like to invite Division Director Greg to say a few words.
It's truly exciting to be part of what I see as a very vibrant community, a very vibrant community club in support of future leaders. And if anything, there is one Latin term I like to leave you with. It is called perigamous. Perigamous means to strive for. And if you also take the extension of Latin of perigamous, which is to strive for or to reach up for, it also means as we as leaders, as adults, reaching out and giving a hand to the future leaders. I like to wrap it up with thank you, Khalsa Toastmasters, for your leadership in raising our next generation of leaders. All the best.
I think we have a guest here, Elaine Williams, who would like to also share thoughts. Elaine, please.
Thank you for that warm welcome. I am, as mentioned, Elaine Williams. I am coordinating a youth leadership program, and I am extremely proud of what I have seen. Knowing that Toastmasters is leading learners to lend themselves in this way makes me very proud to have earned my distinguished Toastmasters just in this year from an organization that is so successful at transition. The conversation I heard today from both adults and youth was impressive and varied in its scope. My thoughts about how the youth in the program I will lead will stand up to what I have seen has been, you have been an inspiration. You have inspired me to bring to them, to lend to them all that I possibly can. So I want to say to the district, I want to say to the youth, to the club, and to my fellow Toastmasters, we're on the right track. As we look forward, I heard someone talk about the future and change. And I think that that is going to be the motivation to the answer to the question at hand. Things are changing. As we change, we'll find new things and new ways, especially as Toastmasters. Sir Moderator.
Thank you, Elaine. Appreciate it so much. Again, very encouraging words for our members and our guests. Thank you so much. I'm also ready to hear more from one of our guests and also experienced Toastmaster from a different club I know her of, Ivana Miranda.
Thank you so much, Moderator Manpreet. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I share the enthusiasm and I want to come here today as your personal cheerleader. Woo! Well done, well done, well done. You all are amazing. I just completed leading a youth leadership program and I'm like, no, this would have been awesome to do. So I take away some amazing ideas for yet another program that I will do in the future, but exactly what everyone has already said. You all are leading the way. You are trailblazing. You are doing great things. Congratulations, Khalsa Toastmasters and your Gavel Club. Yes! Woo! Back to you, Moderator Manpreet.